Hi and welcome to another podcast episode of the Knitting Hobbit podcast. Thank you so much for watching and welcome if you're a new viewer and welcome back if you're a returning viewer. If you do like this episode, please do like and subscribe and leave a comment if you have any questions or anything to say at all. I'll do my best to get back to them. But yeah, let's get right into it. So today I have finished objects, I have new WIPs, I have old WIPs, I have a little bit of everything, and some spinning. I will get my chair up a little bit because I feel kind of low. No, it doesn't go up much more. I'll just rearrange myself. So my first finished object today, let's just get right into it. It is this. So this is the Varpu, I don't know how you pronounce it, Varpu jumper from, let me see, Jonna Hietala. I do not know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it is super bulky, cozy jumper. I finally had the realization I should just get my tablet out to show you pictures. It's the easiest way to do it. So that's what I'm doing today. Yeah, so anyway, the Varpu jumper. I made this out of a hand-spun yarn held together with a mohair. The only thing is that I think I will pick up the sleeves a bit more, because they kind of sit like this, and I would quite like them to be quite a bit longer, but otherwise I am really happy with this jumper. I knitted at only 10 centimeters positive ease, so not as much as the pattern recommends, but I still have more than 10, I'd say. But it's stretched out a bit while blocking, which is absolutely fine because it's kind of the look of this jumper. But yeah, the sleeves can be a bit longer, like I can pull them down, but it doesn't stay down, they kind of rise up. So I might pick them up again and knit some extra length. So the yarn that I used, the mohair is this, and I have more left over, so I do have quite a bit of leftovers. So this is a Westwool Glow Hair, so that's from Stephen and Penelope, their like house brand, and I think the color is called Glow as well. It's just the yellow one. They don't have like multiple shades of the same color, I think, so the yellow one. And I held it with this hand spun, which I spun up last summer, I think. It's been a while, and I wasn't happy with it because when I show it quite quickly to you like that, I feel like it may look pretty like decent, but it was I was still very much a beginner, and it was quite uneven, and the ply is also just all over the place. Some places, some bits are like plied really tightly and some more loosely. That is still something I'm practicing with, like that's still something I kind of struggle with. But yeah, you can see here there's like a big one and then some little ones, and the plies, let's see if it wants to focus. Maybe if I hide my face. The plies are just kind of like all over the place. So I was never sure what to do with this, and I still have this full bobbin left. I finished one bobbin and a tiny little bit of this to finish the second sleeve to just do the ribbing. But yeah, I wasn't sure on what to do with this, and then I remembered Kat from Heather and Hobbs has a couple of Varpus, I think, and I suddenly had this like light bulb moment in my head where I was like, that is perfect for this yarn. Previously I was thinking of a ranunculus, but because I already have multiple ranunculi, like you would have seen in my last video, which was my 2021 knits, I didn't really want to do it, and I thought then of doing like the ranunculus but not do the texture, just make it a plain jumper. But then I had to think too much about that and didn't want to do that with like the rate of increasing, because I think in some parts of the pattern you like increase within the texture. I'm not entirely sure. I'm really bad at math, so I decided to just not even try. So yeah, that is what this is knit out of. This is what it looks like knit up close. So you get that glow of the mohair, and I think it's really fun. And the color is actually really similar to my Tolton's cardigan that I have, the yellow one. So yeah, really happy with that, but we'll make the sleeves a little bit longer. Then I have one more. Oh, sorry, I'm kicking the desk. I will try to not touch the desk too much. I have one more finished object, and that is just a little small little dice bag, and I'm really happy with it. I took inspiration from Heather and Hobbs, her pattern, but hers, she starts with like crochet and stuff, and I wasn't really bothered. But I was inspired by it, so I took the cast on from the muscle bar hat, and I kind of just went with that. And then I added in, you can't really see it incredibly well with this yarn combination, but I added in, excuse the bad nails as well, but I added in the braids that you do in Fiber Tales. I've done it multiple times in the Hydra set, or Hydra, is Hydra? I think it's Hydra, and her Gros shawl. You do these braids where you like drop the stitches all the way down and then you pick them back up with a crochet hook, and it's really easy and simple to do, and I really love the effect. So I've just like done some braids all around, and then on here I have a little charm, which is a little Hobbit door. The lovely Kylie from the Happy Kiwi stitch markers, or the Happy Kiwi shop. I never remember which one it is, maybe a little bit of both. She once gifted this to me, and I think it is so cute, but for me personally it is a little bit big to hang on projects. But then I was making this and I thought this is the perfect place to have a little charm on, and I really enjoy playing halflings in D&D. Partially because when you roll a 1 you can roll again. But yeah, I just thought, you know, hobbits, they're practically halflings, just called a little bit different, so this will be perfect, and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, that's my second little finished object, and my last one. If you are really interested in what I did, I might make another one and then put notes up in Ravelry, but I'm not sure yet if I'll do that. But if you are interested, please comment down below, and I know that it took like one evening to knit up, so I can easily just spend an evening doing that, and I'd be happy to, and I'll gift it to someone or something, make it out of scraps. Jesus, I can't talk today. I'm just checking my Ravelry if I'm not forgetting anything. No, I didn't finish anything else. But this jumper isn't even marked as finished yet. But yeah, let's get on to works in progress. I'll start with one old work in progress, and then I have a new work in progress, and then I have a spinning work in progress, which is really exciting. So the old one is a muscle bar hat. I'm still working on it on and off, but this is just like my project that I knit on when I really cannot do anything else, or my project to take places, because I have it in this little bag, which is a sock bag from, like a sock sized bag from the Happy Kiwi, and it's perfect. It fits my ball of mohair and my ball of sock yarn. Ah, there you go. Now you can see. It fits that perfectly in a hat that just goes on top, and I can, because I center pull, I can just leave these balls in here, which is really nice. So yeah, this is my go-to project, like to go project. That's the order I should say that in. For if I go anywhere or if I just really need some stockinettes, but slow progress has been made, and I'll show you a close-up because this yarn combination is just ever so lovely. I really enjoy it. So it has these neon little speckles, and yeah, what I said, it's a muscle hat. It is the merino is a sock yarn from Woolly Mama Yarko? Woolly Mama Knits? Woolly Mama, I think, yarn. But I don't think that she sells this colorway anymore. But she does has a lot of really gorgeous other colors. And the color is called, I can tell you that, because I have my tablet here. It is called Pop Art. And then I'm holding it together with Drops Kid Silk in the color number 20, which is light beige, but it's like a grey, maybe a warm grey, beigey kind of thing. So it goes together really well with this, and it just softens it down just a little bit, and it makes it really nice and warm. I'm knitting this on 4 millimeters, I think. Does it still say? Oh, it doesn't. I think it says 3 point something, but you can, that's the thing with these Knit Pro Symphony needles. They kind of like print on the size on the wood, but it fades out, like the paint of the size, it fades out. I can kind of make out a 3, I think it's 0.25, but it might be 75. I do not know. But that is what I'm knitting this on. So yeah, that's my old work in progress. Talked about and out of the way. Now I am really excited about this one. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have already seen this. It is just... I saw this shawl and for some reason it hadn't catch my eye before. And I was browsing Ravelry and I was looking on Stephen West's page and just like scrolling to see what was there, because I was kind of looking for my mum, because she was mentioning that she might want to do something like the Fantastic shawl to learn some new stitches. So I was kind of looking for that. But then I saw this one and I was like, oh, that is gorgeous. So I cast it on. Completely like not planned. I cast it on like the next day. So it is the Mosaic Musings from Stephen West or West Knits, and I don't have it on a long cable, so excuse that. Let me get it untangled. So look at it. I love Mosaic, and I love like really like more like modern, or is it? I guess it's modern. So what I wanted to say is I don't like lacy shawls. I like the opposite of lace shawls. So like this, they need to be warm and nice and cozy, and I just don't get that feeling with lace shawls. They need to be like big and snuggly, and when you put them around your neck, you have like this big thing around your neck, and just that's what I want in a shawl. I don't like lace shawls. So this one is just, it's gorgeous. So I'm knitting this in Holst Super Soft. So the main color is this one. I've got a cone, so I definitely will not run out of yarn. So this is Holst Super Soft in the color Oxford, and then I'm holding it together with I grabbed one with the yarn ball attached to it. I'm actually using this one, but I thought this would be nice to show. So this is also worsted super soft, and it is the color Rosebud. There you can see Rosebud, and this is the color. So it's this really nice and lovely baby pink with, but also there's like white tones in there, and yeah, I really like it. It's not a very warm pink. I think it's more towards like lilac-y pink, but definitely pink. And just together with the Oxford colorway, I think it's just so pretty. Again, this side is bunched up, so, but this side is pretty. So I am now on the third garter section, and then there's a big garter section, and then there's another different mosaic panel. I think that's one. It's like zigzags, and then there is a border. I am thinking of doing something different with the border, because the border, I'm really struggling with talking today. My mind is kind of going faster than my mouth, and then it doesn't want to come out right. But let's calm down. The border is a very pointy border, which I will show you, and I am not the biggest fan of that look. So I want to do something different, and I'm also thinking, so the border is supposed to be for my shawl in the pink, but I kind of like the mosaic parts being framed by the really dark color. So I'm thinking of just making that one Oxford as well instead of Rosebud. But I will show you the intended border, and then I will tell you my thoughts. So let's see, this picture is better. This is the border. There you can see. So it should go like this, but he's holding it up. Yeah, that happens. So there's the zigzags, and then the border, and then the pointy bits. So I have multiple options that I'm kind of thinking of doing. I might do the border, but then just not do the pointy bits and just do a straight I-cord cast off, because I think the border has an I-cord cast off as well. I'm not sure. But he does that on a lot of shawls, and that will be easy to do, and I'll just have a nice like straight border, which I think will look nice with the mosaic. But my other option is to kind of like keep the vibes of the pointy bits, is to do the border that is on the Fantastic, which is more of like a little chevron border. Let me grab it just 1 second. I'm back. Here's my Fantastic, and this is the border, and that might be fun too. I think that might look quite nice with the mosaic knitting, because it's kind of mosaicy as well. Like I can do the two colors, and then instead of the reddish orangey one here, I can do the Oxford, and then instead of the white one here, I can do the pink one, the Rosebud. So that's kind of my thoughts. I'll either do this one or like the original border without the pointy bits. So that's still something that's like kind of going around in my mind. If you have any other ideas, I'd be happy to know them, hear them. If I'm going to do something completely different like this one, it needs to be of a pattern that I own already, because that just makes my life easy. Like this one will be easy to just open the Fantastic pattern and take it. Yeah, little sippy sip. Anyway, I'm really excited about this project. I think it's really nice to have like a bit of mindless, a bit of thinking, a bit of mindless, and then a bit of thinking again. But then again, the mosaic parts, they aren't hard. You just need to like trust the instructions and go with it. And then once I had one repeat done of this, it was quite intuitive. So after I had done one repeat, I could do the second one with barely looking at the pattern. I just looked for the very beginning stitches, but because you're increasing, so it does kind of like move over. But yeah, now I'm back on garter stitch, and that's what I'm working on. Really excited about it. I think it's gonna be really lovely. So yeah, then last but not least is my spinning projects. So again, if you follow me on Instagram and if you see my stories, you already know this and what I'm spinning up. But last weekend I got these big fluff clouds delivered. So this is yarn, I was about to say yarn, this is wool from Pure Wool, which is a shop here in the Netherlands. They are, excuse me, they are up north, and they have sheep in a nature reserve. They have a lot of different brands. God, today is really one of those days, isn't it? They have lots of breeds. And I'm completely blanking out. Yeah, they have lots of breeds, and you can buy the wool of the different breeds. They have raw wool, they have like this, where it's completely like washed, cleaned and carded, and they have like roving, where it's like the round long tube that's kind of like rolled up in a ball. Yeah, so they have those different options, and then they have different breeds. They mainly have a lot of different Dutch breeds, like this is Veenkolonist, which I had never heard of before. Like there is Tesselaar, which I know of because it's quite a well-known like yarn sheep breed, and there's a couple more that I'm blanking on. But I've never heard of this one, and it's from Drenthe, where the nature reserve is that they hold the sheep and where the shop is. And I'm just hugging this. It is quite soft. So yeah, this wool is very rustic wool. Like it's definitely not soft like a merino, but it is quite soft. Like if I compare it to, for example, my Let Lopi or my Hillesvag yarns, this is definitely like on the soft side. It still has a bit of a prickle, but it's very soft and nice. So what I do when I spin this is I roll out the card completely, and as you can see, it's quite a big one, and this is the one that I've already taken some of. Like I have another one of these big ones. I got 1 kilo in total, and they're 500 grams each. And then I just rip off a strip. You kind of have to look which direction the hairs are going, and these are going like lengthwise. So then I just kind of pull it apart like this, and then I take a big strip off that I will spin. And it's almost time to take a new strip off, so I won't hide this away quite yet. So then, this is what I've spun so far. So I have a little cloud here resting. Let me see. There you go, you can see quite well. So you get these really lovely, it's like slightly variegated. In Dutch you call it gemêleerd. I'm not sure what it is in English. I think variegated is the right word. So it's between like, and they're all natural colors, by the way. Oh, I can get a picture of what the sheep looks like, so you can get like where different colors are coming from, because you can really see it in the fleece, which I think is really fun. They have a picture on the website as well for every like fiber that you can click on. One of the pictures is usually the sheep that it comes from. Maybe not that specific sheep, but one of the sheep in their herd that is that breed. Veenkolonist. Schaap. Where did it go? Oh, here, right at the top. It is this wee fellow. Isn't it cute? So you can see he has the dark colors like right around his neck, and then it's a bit light, and then at his bum area and back leg it's quite dark again. And you can really see that in the fleece that I've got, so that's really fun, I think. And as well, when you spun it up, it's quite heavy when you have to hold it in one hand. You can see the different like greys, and there's a bit of like browny greys. It's definitely mainly grey, but with like a brown hue or tone sometimes. And you can see the darker bits and the lighter bits and all the little bits. And this isn't, I have to say, this isn't like carded to perfection. There is still only a slight amount of vegetable matter in there, I'd say. Like, I found a similar amount of vegetable matter while knitting up WIP yarns as I'm spinning up this. So that's like alright. And then, but there's still little like little knots in the hair and stuff like that. And I have decided to just leave those in. To just have it give character, like try to spin it as even as possible, but sometimes you'll see the little nups, like over there, there's a white one, and you know, little nups here and there, and I think it will just give it a bit more character, like more than handspun yarn already has. And I bought this fleece with just the thought of, oh, I will spin it up and I will make a jumper, make a cardigan. I don't know. I haven't looked at any patterns at all. I just thought I'll get enough to easily get a garment out of it, and then I will spin it up and see what happens. But now that I've spun quite a bit up, I got really excited and I was trying to imagine it in different garments, and I was browsing Ravelry, and I knew I just wanted something really quite cozy out of it, but also pretty, like maybe a bit of texture, maybe not, but not too much. Like it needs to show off the yarn, and I was like thinking all of these different thoughts, and that's when I stumbled upon the Rose Cardigan by Andrea Mowry. If you don't know the cardigan, I'll show a picture in a minute. I have my tablet here, but it has a cable. You knit it sideways, which I've never done before, and I'm actually quite excited for. I'm always like, new constructions always kind of excite me. Like I do love knitting a yoke, like a normal yoke, but doing something with a new construction to me, like the Varpu was, because you start on the back and then you pick up for the front, and I hadn't really done that before. That's just always exciting to me because I love wearing the garments, but having just that little bit of newness to it, it's just really fun, I think. So it's knitted sideways, so you knit it, as far as I know, I haven't bought the pattern yet, but I've looked at progress pictures from people on Ravelry and Instagram. So as far as I know, you like cast on, but you don't join in the round, and you cast on at the sleeve, so the sleeve cuff, and then you knit up and you increase, and then you increase a lot for the body or something, or you cast one more stitches, I don't know, whichever. But you just keep knitting it that way, and then I think you go that way and then you join in the middle. I think that's how it's constructed. I'm not completely sure about the last part of the joining in the middle, but if you look at one of her pictures, it looks like it's joined in the middle. You have a pretty distinct line there, also with the cable. So yeah, then there is a cable going up on the arms, both arms, but the main body and everything else is plain. It's just that one cable on each arm, And then there is a like the button band, but it's not the button band. There's no buttons. So the band that kind of like goes up and all the way around and back down is knitted on later with cables. So it's like the thing that I wanted. Like, it has some structure, but it's very simple. Like, it will show off the yarn. So yeah, that's a thought I am having. The only thing is that it's a sport weight yarn and it's pretty thin, and I think I can do it, because when you look at what I've spun up so far, this is the thread that I have, and I feel like if this is double, I can get a sport weight out of it. My phone is wibbling and wobbling all over the place. I feel like I might be able to manage that, but I don't want to say for sure that that will happen. Kinda. As my voice keeps getting higher. So the other thought that I had, if I will just swatch for it and see what happens. Like, I'm not gonna do the wraps per inches because I'm never sure. I will just swatch for it, because it also needs to just be nice to knit up. Like, it doesn't need to knit too tightly or, you know, look really weird. So I will just knit a swatch, and if the rose cardigan doesn't work out, I want to do also an Andrea Mowry pattern, but I want to do the Ginny cardigan, which is a DK weight. So that's just like one size up, which I can, like, if it's not, if I can't manage a sport weight, this will be a DK weight yarn. So that is just another cozy cardigan, but it's not quite as oh, I didn't even show you the proper picture of the rose cardigan. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Let me find it. Here it is. Let me zoom in. So there you go. That is the rose cardigan. So you have the cables on the sleeve and then the cable like in the middle. And it's really nice and cozy and like a flowy cardigan. And I just think that it will be so lovely to have. But anyway, so otherwise the Ginny cardigan, which is just coziness 101. It is, I think the fit or the construction, it's really dark. The sample's really dark, so it's hard to show. I will see if I can find someone that has made it in the project pages that has a good picture. But it's just, I think it's knit quite similarly to the Comfort Fade cardigan, but there's just a slight little bit of structure in it. Here's someone where you can see the structure. This person is called the Lilac Elks on Ravelry. So I don't know who you are, but I'm using your picture. It was like on the first page of the project pages, so I'm hoping that this is okay. But in her picture, she looks really pretty, by the way. But you can see the small texture that is in the cardigan, and then it has a shawl collar, and it has like this belt in it that you can kind of use to close it. And I think that that looks like a really, really good second option. So yeah, that is the plan with the hand spun yarn. And I'm really enjoying spinning this and like spending the time with it. And it has been a thing that I wanted for a while, is to really purposefully have a spinning project that will be something that I will love, because my spinning projects before have just been like practice rounds, I'd say. Like the one that I ended up knitting this jumper from, I just spun it up and I didn't know what to do with it. So to have like a purposefully sweater spin is something that I really wanted for a while, and I just finally went for it. So yeah, I've been rambling on for quite a bit, I see. Oh, I did want to talk about my book that I'm reading, but I don't have it here with me. So give me a second. I will be back in a minute. I'm back. So if you know me, you know that I'm a big nerd, pretty much. I really love fantasy novels and fantasy worlds and stuff like that. I play my Switch a lot. One of my very favorite games is The Witcher. I love the series on Netflix, but I've never read the books because in the last, I'd say about 2 years, it's been a really big struggle for me to just, have like a book and be able to focus on it and really enjoy and kind of like get sunk into the story. It's been a while since I've been able to do that. But I've read a lot all my life, and it is really something that I've always really loved doing, but sometimes I just cannot muster up the concentration for it, which I was a bit sad about. But now I've had the Christmas holidays, and I was knitting a lot, and I was spinning a lot, and I was gaming a lot. But those are like my usual hobbies that I could do quite often, and I thought I need to do something else for a minute. And I decided to grab a book, and I really loved it. And it's, like I just said, it's been a while since I've been able to love it that much. So I just wanted to share that. So I'm reading The Witcher. And yeah, this is like exactly the type of world that I love. I love monsters and fantasy, but not like horror and scary, but like exciting and, you know, a bit thrilling, but not thriller. That's like the books I love, and as you can see, I have a big bookshelf here, and like my all-time favorite is of course Harry Potter, but yeah, I love fantasy worlds and discovering like new worlds and, you know, things like that. And because I love this franchise already that much, I decided I had to read it. I just had to. I cannot not read it. For someone that's such a big fan of the games. Yeah. So I finally started, and I'm really happy. And I've already come across a couple scenes that are in the game, and I was like, yes, I love this bit. So yeah, I'm just in the first book. It's like the non-official first book. I had to Google what order to read it in, because you have, I think this is short stories. They still kind of go like in line of each other, but they are short stories. And then it's like a prequel, I think. A prequel of short stories. I think that's how it is. Any big Witcher fans that know, feel free to correct me, because I'm not sure. And then I believe after this, you start with like officially like book number 1. So yeah, but I'm enjoying this, and I just really wanted to talk about it. And I'm just, it's been a while in general that I've been able to really dive into fantasy worlds, and you know, getting to play D&D on New Year's Eve, and soon again with some nitty friends, which I'm really excited for. And then reading again, it's making me happy, and I just wanted to share that. So yeah, bit of a different day. So I am soon quitting at my current job, which I've previously talked about. I'm going back to my old job, which is a full-time job. So for January, I should still be able to film on Mondays, but that is going to change as soon as February hits. So just an FYI, from February on, I have no clue when I'm going to upload. It will probably be on Sundays again, or Saturdays, but probably Sundays if my parents aren't home. Because having my own space is still, with the housing market as it is in the Netherlands at the moment, it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. Hopefully this year, really hopefully, like, but if you are living in the Netherlands and you know, like, you're about my age, like I'm 23 and I don't earn, like, I earn fine, but I don't earn that much to go into like buy a house on my own or rent a nice apartment that is not social housing on my own. So I'm on the forever taking social housing waiting list. So that is where we are right now. Yeah. Anyway, that was just for your information. I rearranged, I didn't know if I said this, but I rearranged my room a little bit. So I moved my desk to, like, my window is now there. My desk used to be like behind me, like in this area where I'm currently sitting. So a little bit of a new space, but I think the lighting coming from there, but also still like in front of me, but mainly there. The sun kind of like goes like that. I think it looks quite nice, but I did notice, like, if you wanted to comment about it, I did notice that my phone is wobbling quite a bit. So that is noted, and that is something that will carry on to next episode, next week. I have no clue. And I will try something different next time, but for now, this was fine. I hope to see you next time. And I hope you had a really nice day. And if you are still here after all that rambling, please let me know what you're currently knitting on. Because I love to read that and look up the different projects and find new designers and new to me patterns. So that is really nice. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and bye bye!